So a sentence basically it's complete in itself. It has a very distinct meaning and it has a subject and a predicate. Okay, and then so a sentence can be of different kinds, right? So it can be affirmative or declarative. For example, Anup is an honest man. So in this case, we are making a general statement about the person Anup, right? And then interrogative. For instance, is Anup an honest man? Okay. So here I'm asking a question. So whenever we make a sentence with the purpose of receiving an answer, it's called interrogative sentence. Okay. Next is imperative. Imperative sentence where we make an order or request. Okay. For example, close the door. This is an order or command. But if we say, um, for example, if we make a request like, could you please close the door? So that becomes a request, right? So that falls under imperative. And then the
Okay.
last type is called as exclamatory. So exclamatory, yeah. So exclamatory is basically when, for example, hooray, we won the match. Alas, we lost the match. So these kind of sentences where basically we're expressing a very strong emotion or feeling is called exclamatory. Okay. Example, hooray, we won the match. Hooray, we
Ah,
won the match. So these kind of
great.
sentences are called exclamatory sentence. So sometimes sentence contains a subordinate clauses, but it always has a main clause. So without a main clause, you can't form a sentence. Okay. So main clause is also known as independent clause. It's also known as the principal clause. Okay. So, like one person has four different names. So simple sentence is also called as,
You will be sharing this word also, right?
yes, if you need this.
Yes, please. I
Oh,
need.
okay. All right. So independent clause, simple sentence is also an independent clause. It's also the main clause. It's also the principal clause. Okay. So one person has three different names. Okay. So next, types of sentences. So we have four different types of sentences when it comes to structures. Okay, we talked about the categories, declarative, imperative, and all that. But here we are talking about the grammatical structures. So here we have
Okay.
four different types: simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, and compound complex sentence. Okay, so I'm going to cover these, the last two, on the next class because it's going to be huge enough and I don't want to confuse you. So we are going to cover only these two. Okay, simple sentence
Okay.
and compound sentence. Okay, so the first is simple sentence. I want you to read the first sentence, please.
Simple sentence. A subject and a predicate and express a complete thought as an independent clause. Simple sentences do not contain dependent or subordinate clauses.
Hmm. So basically, a simple sentence, it contains a subject, a predicate, and it expresses a complete thought. So it's very meaningful. Okay, so it's not dependent on any other clause. It's independent. Okay, so simple sentences do not contain dependent or subordinate clauses. So, for example, I like ice cream. Here we have one subject and one predicate. She runs every morning. Here again we have one subject and the rest is predicate. Can you read the rest of the sentences, please?
Okay. I like ice cream. She runs every morning. He studies for his exams. Birds fly in the sky. They play soccer after school. The sun sets in the west. We read books in the library.
Right. So here we have just one subject and a predicate, right? So all of these are simple sentences. Okay. Next, compound sentences. Okay, so what is the purpose of compound sentences? They connect two independent clauses with a coordinating conjunction such as and or but. Okay, now let's talk about this one. Okay, let's take this sentence. Anup is working at the office. Okay, okay, let's take another sentence, not this one. Okay, Anup likes to play football at night.
Yes, I'm a professional football player, man.
Oh, wow. That's really amazing. Okay, I
Thank
didn't
you.
know that. Thanks for letting me know. So
Okay,
Anup
thank you.
likes to play football. Oh, you're welcome. So Anup likes to play football at night. He likes to play cricket.
Yes, we do, man. Here we play football at night.
Anup likes to play football at night. He likes to play cricket in the morning. So tell me, is this a complete sentence? Can we consider this one as a complete sentence? Anup?
Anup likes to play football at night. Yeah,
Yeah, of
it's a
course.
complete sentence.
Yeah, it's a complete
Yeah,
sentence because
yes,
there is
of
a
course.
subject. Yes, there is a subject and there is a predicate, right? Anup? And
Yeah,
now look at this one, the second part. He likes to play cricket in the morning. So is this a complete sentence?
yes, of course.
Yes, because there is a subject, he,
Yes,
okay, and there is a predicate. So Anup
yes,
likes
of
to play
course.
football at night, full stop. He likes to play cricket in the morning. Now these are what? Two. Can I say that these are two simple sentences? This is a simple sentence. The next one is a simple sentence as well, right? So here we have two simple sentences, right? Right, Anu? We
Yes,
are
of course.
we have two simple
Yes, yes,
sentences. Now,
yes.
instead of saying Anup likes to play football at night, he likes to play cricket in the morning, I can just connect these two, right? I can just delete this full stop and I can write, but he likes to play cricket in the morning. Anup likes to play
At
football
night
at
with
night,
someone, someone at night. Okay.
but he likes to. So, what I'm doing here basically, I'm connecting two independent clauses or two simple sentences using this connector, this conjunction but. So instead of writing two different sentences, we can put both of the sentence in one sentence and connect them by using the coordinating conjunction but, right? This becomes a compound sentence. Okay, this becomes a compound sentence. So Anup likes to play football at night, but he likes to play cricket in the morning. So this is a compound sentence where we are connecting two independent clauses or two simple sentences using a connector but, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all. This is a compound sentence, okay? I will give you the list of connectors. So here you will find a complete list of connectors. So here, look at this coordinating conjunction. There are only 7 coordinating conjunction. You can easily remember all 7 by the word fanboy. So fanboys is the mnemonic to remember the 7 coordinating conjunctions. Okay, so can you tell me F stands
Four.
for, A stands
Or
for
and.
and, N stands for,
Or nor.
B stands for,
But.
O stands for,
Or.
Y stands for,
Yet.
S stands for.
So.
So, yes. So you can easily remember all 7 just by remembering the word fanboys. We can use the fanboys, the 7 fanboys to connect two independent clauses, okay? Two
With.
separate
Uh,
simple sentences. So we connect two simple sentences by using coordinating conjunction. Main clause, also known as an independent clause, is a clause that can stand by itself and pass off as a complete and meaningful sentence. So here, basically, a main clause is nothing but a simple sentence, right? Because even main clause or independent clause, they have subject predicate. Even simple sentence has a subject and a predicate, right?
yes.
So a main clause can stand by itself. It's not dependent on any other clause, and it is complete, it is meaningful, and it's not dependent on anything else. Okay, so example, she plays tennis in the evening and she plays badminton at night. So here I have two independent clauses. Independent clause 1, she plays tennis in the evening, and independent clause 2, she plays badminton at night.
badminton
And
at
I'm
night.
connecting these two sentences by using the coordinating conjunction and. Okay, and it becomes a compound sentence.
Compound
Clear?
sentences. Yes, yes, ma'am.
Any questions
Connects to
so far?
uh connects to independent clauses. They coordinate dependently. Uh, okay, ma'am. I understood.
Okay. So no need to add a comma if and is not followed
No,
by a subject. Okay. So if, for example,
and a comma.
now look at this sentence. Okay. Let's take this sentence. Anup likes to play football at night, but he likes to play cricket in the morning. But can't I write it this way? Anup likes to play football at night, but cricket in the morning. Of course, I can write it, and it becomes a simple sentence, right? This is a simple
Yes.
sentence. Okay, although I'm using but there is no second subject. There is only one subject, right? I deleted
Yeah.
he. So this becomes a simple sentence, right? Anup likes to play football at night, but cricket in the morning. So here it becomes a simple sentence, and so we don't have to add a comma before but. Clear?
Yeah. Clear.
But now if I want to make this a compound sentence, then I have to add comma. For example, but he likes to play cricket in the morning. Now I have to add comma, and this is a compound sentence now. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
But
Okay.
now if I remove this part, okay, if I have to remove this part, then I don't need to add comma before but. Okay, and it becomes a simple
Mm-hmm.
sentence. So this is the rule,
Okay.
Anup. If you make it a compound sentence, if you use a coordinating conjunction to connect two independent clauses, that means two subject, two predicate, then of course you need to add comma before the coordinating conjunction, but otherwise you don't have to. So this is what it says, that no need to add a comma if and is not followed by a subject. If there is no second subject, then you don't need to add a comma before the coordinating conjunction. Example, she plays tennis in the evening and badminton at night. So there is no
At
second
night.
subject. So I didn't add comma before and. This is a simple sentence.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay. Yeah. It's clear.
Now, let's read the rules. So, compound sentences without coordinating conjunction. Now, it is possible for us to construct compound sentences without even using a coordinating conjunction. But in this case,
Um.
you need to use a semicolon to break, to show that these two clauses are different. Okay, so here, look at this one. This is also a complete sentence or a simple sentence. This is also a simple sentence. Now we are connecting these two sentences by using the semicolon. Okay, the price of fish rose, the sales skyrocketed, increased significantly, or it increased substantially. But we can also construct compound sentences by using conjunctive adverbs, like I will give you the list. Okay, so here we have the entire list of conjunctive adverb. Okay, so this is the list. Okay, it's also called as conjunction adverb. You can use these to construct compound sentences. Okay, so but if you're using a conjunctive adverb, then you have to make sure that you put a semicolon before it and a comma after it. Now let's say this is the sentence. Let me take the sentence. Isn't it possible for me to, write it this way? I can, right? I can make a separate sentence
Yes.
with however. But
Yes.
now if I put this however in the middle of the sentence, and if I have to combine these two sentences, then I have to write it like this. There should be a semicolon before however and a comma after it. Okay? So this is an independent clause. This is also an independent clause, and I'm connecting two independent clauses using the
However,
using the conjunctive
semicolon.
adverb. However, clear?
However, however, however,
The price of
however,
German goods increased. However, this had no impact on the proportion of export. Any confusion
um,
thus far?
no, ma'am, it's clear. It's clear.
Okay, good. Okay, next, look at this one. Okay, this is easy peasy, the same thing. Use comma only when and but, etc. Connect two independent clauses. So the same thing, whenever you're connecting two independent clauses, you have to add a comma, okay, before the coordinating conjunction, right? But in a simple sentence, you can also add a comma before and. This is an exception. This is a simple sentence, by the way. Okay, this is a simple sentence. We bought apples, oranges, and bananas. So
Banana.
here before,
Banana.
yeah, so here before the last item, we need to add and, right? And before and, we have to use a comma. This is optional. Even if you omit this comma, it's
Yes.
fine. It wouldn't be grammatically incorrect because nowadays it's becoming common not to use this comma. So some people use it,
Yes.
the others don't. So it's okay if you don't use it. Next, do not use a comma when and connects two items, not two independent clauses. Okay, so only when and is connecting two independent clauses, only then you need to add a comma. But if and is connecting two items, like for example, two adjectives or two nouns, like for example, Anup and Seema are good friends. Here I'm connecting Anup and Seema. Anup is the name of a person. Seema is also a name of a person. So these two are proper nouns, right? So I don't need to use the comma before and. But let's say if I'm connecting two independent clauses only, then I need to add a comma before and. Clear?
Yes.
For example, she likes apples and oranges. I don't need to add a comma here because I'm connecting
No.
two nouns. Similarly,
Oh, no.
it was a long and tiring journey. So here I'm connecting two adjectives, long and tiring. How was the journey? The journey was long and tiring. So these are two adjectives. So I don't need to
Okay.
use a comma before and. Okay?
Yes.
Then, so do not use, so you don't need to use a comma between adjectives that do not equally modify the noun. For example,
Now.
she wore a bright red dress. So I can say she wore a green and red dress because green and red are names of colors and they are equal adjectives. They are equivalent to each other. But then bright and red, they are not the same, right? They are not similar adjectives. So I don't have to use
The
bright and
bright.
red. I can just say she wore a bright red dress.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
now complete this exercise. Anu, just read the sentence and tell me which conjunction you will use here.
I will try, ma'am.
Yes.
I like doing the Christmas tree, uh, but I would love for you to join.
Mm, no, we are not actually showing a contrast, right? We are I
I
think
would
we
like
can
to.
use and or so, right? I like doing the Christmas tree and I would love for you to join. Or I can say,
Oh,
I like doing the Christmas tree, so I would love for you to join. So, and or so
fan
would be
was.
more appropriate for this sentence. Okay?
Okay.
And we use but for
Okay.
showing contrast when we are talking about something opposite. Okay?
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Okay.
now, read the next one.
Are you coming with me? But are you going to the auditorium? Are you coming with me? But are you going? No.
No.
No. No. No.
When
No.
you
No.
offer something, okay, or when you give alternatives or options, which coordinating conjunction do you use? Okay, so when we offer something or when we give options, we use
Okay.
or. Okay, or would you like tea or
Or.
coffee?
Yeah, okay. Are you coming with me? Or we can use. Or are you going to the auditorium?
Yes. Are you coming with me or are you going to the auditorium? So here I'm giving options to the person that either he can come with me or he can go to the auditorium. So he has to
Oh,
pick. Okay, so whenever you're giving options, you have to use or, right?
okay. Are you coming with me or are you going to the auditorium?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, try the
He
next
he
one.
was he was not well, but he decided to go to work.
Right. You can also use yet, okay? So but and yet both are used for showing contrast. So you can say he was not well, yet he decided to go to work. He was not well, but he decided to go to work. Okay, so both are applicable here. Try the next one.
Okay. The cleaning work was being done by all the kids. Uh, Here we can use but, right?
No, we have
Or
to use
yeah,
conjunctive adverb here because we have a semicolon, right?
yes, yes.
So,
However, we found a way to sort out their cupboards.
no, because however is used for showing contrast. Okay, so here
Yes.
we can use the conjunctive adverb meanwhile. Okay, the cleaning work was being done by all the kids. Meanwhile,
Oh,
we found a way to sort out their cupboards. So, meanwhile is used when you're trying to show that while you're doing something else, at that very moment, some other work is being completed. Okay. So here, while the children were
okay.
like, or the kids were cleaning, meanwhile, at that very moment or at that same time, they found a way to sort out their cupboards.
Okay.
Meanwhile, yeah, meanwhile is more appropriate in this case.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So homework, okay, for Anu. Okay, this is going to be your first official grammar homework.
The same one, ma'am.
Yes. Now this one, okay. I want you to make.
You will be sending all the notes,
Yes, of
right?
course, I will. Of course, I share all the notes with my students. And the other
Okay.
thing is the homework. I want you to write 10 simple sentences and 10 compound sentences. And I want you to send them to me on MS Doc. Okay. And this is how it's going to look like. Okay. I want you to do the same thing. This is something I do for all my students. And I want you to do this as well. Okay. So, for instance, she sent me this thing, homework. Okay, one second. Mm, so here, for instance, she sent me 5 simple sentences and 5 compound sentences. Okay, so this is how she does it. Okay, and I'm going to send you an evaluation on the same attachment. So this is how my evaluation is going to look like. So wherever you're making the mistake, I'm going to point it out and I'm going to correct those. And you will have to go through the feedback once, I have sent you that evaluation. Okay,
Okay.
so this is something we are going to do moving forward for all grammar classes. Initially, you will find a lot of errors, a lot of red marks, but gradually you are going to get better at grammar. Okay, so I want you to do this as homework. Okay, and the deadline would be the next class. When's your next class?
Friday.
Friday. All right, so
Yeah.
Friday is going to be your deadline.